Hi, Martin here with another video. And today I'm going to be talking all about Apple's new Everyone Can Code projects. So these new resources were unveiled just a few weeks ago, but are a fantastic resource for learning Swift UI and app development. So whether that's something you're looking for yourself, or if you're looking at introducing app development to a class of students. So let's get started. Okay, so firstly, what are Swift UI projects? Well, the Everyone Can Code Swift UI projects, they're built with essentially all the resources that you would need to be able to design an app and then start to use stacks and shapes. So they're designed with the classroom in mind. So you can take the keynote and instructions, distribute that to a class, and then they can go through and complete the activities. There are currently two projects, which I just alluded to. So the first is about designing a simple app, and then the second allows students to create a self-portrait using stacks and shapes, which is a great way to introduce Swift UI coding for apps, and is a great activity leading on from the Learn to Code courses. So how do we go about accessing these new Everyone Can Code projects? Well, I'm here on education.apple.com. So if you head to this URL and then click on Learning Center. From Learning Center, you've got this bar at the top. So if we keep scrolling until we see Teach Code with Swift Playgrounds. So click on that. And then what you want to do on here is scroll almost to the bottom, and you'll see this section here, which says Everyone Can Code projects. And here are the two projects that I was talking about. So you've got design, so designing a simple app, and then you've got build, so build with stacks and shape. So if we go ahead and click on the first project, what you'll find is obviously the title of the project, the estimated time that they think that this will take to complete, a video overview of the task itself, and then it specifies what you'll learn. So in this project, it's practice rapid prototyping and collect feedback, design an app in Keynote, mock up an app product page. And it also specifies the software that you need, saying Keynote for iPad. Just a side note on here, so the kind of video resources and the software it specifies here uses iPad. These projects are perfectly usable on a Mac. So if you've got Swift Playgrounds and Keynote on Mac, you can follow along these projects, no problem at all. So it just seems like the resources have been kind of focused in on the iPad, but they're easily follow along on the Mac versions of the software as well. And then lastly, we have at the bottom, we have learn how to do this project. So on here, so if I click on one of the steps, so this is all about brainstorm and plan. You can see you get quite a nice interface that you or students could follow along. So you can distribute that. However, if we go back, you'd also find under those kind of embedded web-based instructions, you have an option to download the project presentation in Keynote. So you can be displaying these instructions on the board and having your students follow along. So, and also not be reliant on having the web in order to be able to use the project. So a great option to be able to download the instructions on Keynote. So let's just head back again and scroll down to the Everyone Can Code projects, and we'll just take a quick look at the build with stacks and shapes. So this is a project that I think is really fun, interesting, engaging. So again, we have the estimated time to complete, a video of what it might look like, what you're going to learn. So learn about views and how they lay them out on a screen, build up a view from a blank app playground, and practice using stacks, shapes, and modifiers. So again, you'll need Keynote and Swift. So it says iPad, but again, you can use the Mac version as well. It does on this have some suggested prerequisites. So essentially asking students to look at Get Started with Code and Get Started with Apps. So those are two. You don't have to have done them, but it might be a good idea to run through those courses before you start this project. And again, we have the same option of the web-based layout of the instructions, okay, and specifying how long each section will take, which is great. But you can obviously also, same as the previous project, go down and download the project as a Keynote. So, getting started with these projects is as simple as just heading to this website and then following along the instructions, or downloading the Keynote and following the instructions on there. So I have an example here. So if I open up my Playgrounds, I have the self-portrait, which I had to go at myself. Now, what I think is really good about this project, I'm always looking at how you get students from the kind of Learn to Code course and then into app development, and how they can wrap their head around the stacks and things like that. So I found this to be a really good activity, and it's a really good chance for students to essentially be creative, or yourself be creative, but using code. Okay, so a really good example here. You can see there's a whole host of code, but it was all done bit by bit. Adding a shape, making sure it's the right color, getting in the right position, then add the next shape, and you just can build up piece by piece until you get an overall picture, and you feel like you've done all this, great coding, which you have, but it's all been simple and built up step by step. So there you have it. It's a great couple of resources. So really useful to go through yourself for upskilling. But if you are a teacher of digital technologies, it's some couple of great projects. I'd really encourage you to have a look. So I hope this video has been useful. If it has, please give the video a like, comment below, and then subscribe for more. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video.